You know that weird feeling you get when you're learning something new? It's kind of unsettling, right? The more you dig in, the less confident you start to feel. I mean, that seems completely backward. But what if all that doubt, all that uncertainty, what if it's actually a sign that you're getting smarter? Let's really dig into this fascinating paradox. Think about it. When you're at the very beginning of any journey, learning an instrument, a new language, anything, the path ahead looks so simple, so clear. You're making progress fast, and it feels like you'll be at the top of that mountain in no time. And with that simplicity comes this huge rush of confidence. You feel totally capable, like, yeah, I got this. It's a great feeling, right? You've got a solid handle on things. But then something starts to shift. As you move past those first few steps and start to get into the weeds, the whole picture begins to change. Suddenly, you're seeing all these nuances and exceptions to the rules, layers of complexity you had no idea even existed. And wouldn't you know it, that's exactly when the doubt starts to creep in. You begin second-guessing yourself. You might even feel like you know less now than when you first started. That initial confidence just vanishes, and you're left with this nagging uncertainty. So what's going on here? Did you somehow get worse at this skill? I mean, did you lose your touch? Or is something way more interesting happening inside your head? And that leads us right to the heart of the matter, the confidence paradox. See, most of us use confidence as a yardstick for how well we're doing. If we feel good, we think we're on the right track. But that's a really dangerous way to see it, because your confidence and your actual ability, well, they don't always line up. This contrast is just fascinating. On one hand, you've got the beginner. They have a little bit of knowledge, so they feel super confident and just charge ahead, totally blind to all the potential problems. But then you have the skilled person who sees all the complex parts, and because of that, they often feel unsure and hesitate. And this creates a really bizarre situation in the real world, right? You actually see the least prepared people jumping at opportunities and making these bold moves, while the most capable, the most qualified people are holding back, kind of paralyzed by how much they know. So why does this happen? Well, it turns out it's not just a random feeling. It's a well-documented cognitive bias. Let's pull back the curtain on the psychology behind all this insecurity, which has a pretty famous name, the Dunning-Kruger Effect. To put it simply, the Dunning-Kruger Effect is this exact paradox in action. People who know just a little bit, well, they don't know enough to realize how little they know, so they get way too confident. And on the flip side, people who know a lot are so aware of all the details and challenges that they end up underestimating how good they really are. And here's the why behind it all. It comes down to what we can call the awareness gap. For someone with low ability, the subject just seems simple. Their brain just fills in all the massive gaps in their knowledge with pure, unearned confidence. But for someone with high ability, their awareness of the true complexity is the very thing that creates the doubt. Okay, this brings us to the most important part of this whole thing, the big aha moment. We have to totally reframe how we see doubt. Seriously, instead of thinking of it as a weakness, we need to recognize it for what it actually is, a really powerful signal. This right here is the key. Let that sink in for a second. Confidence decreases as awareness increases. That feeling of your confidence dropping isn't a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that your eyes are finally opening to how big and complex the subject really is. So the takeaway here is huge. That doubt you're feeling, it's a sign of progress. It means you've made it past the beginner stage, and you're finally starting to see the whole picture. You're starting to grapple with real, deep understanding. And once you get this, you can completely change the script playing in your head. Instead of that voice of doubt making you think, I'm not good enough, you can rewrite it. The new thought becomes, wow, I'm finally starting to see how complex this really is. That's not failure, that's a breakthrough. Okay, so this isn't just some abstract theory, right? This paradox plays out all around us, every single day. Let's look at a few real-world examples where you've probably seen this in action.
So take investing. A beginner sees a stock shooting up and they just dive right in. An expert, on the other hand, sees all the hidden risks and they pause. Or in your career, a junior person feels totally ready for a huge promotion, while a senior leader who knows the weight of that role might actually hesitate. This is also why so many people quit learning a new skill. They hit that messy middle part, and that drop in confidence feels like they're going backward, when really they're on the doorstep of true mastery.
So now that we know all this, what do we do about it? How can we actually use this knowledge so this paradox doesn't hold us back on our own journeys? Well, there are some really concrete steps we can take. First, we got to redefine confidence. Stop using your feelings as a guide and start looking at real results and feedback. Second, expect that confidence drop. Just know it's a totally normal part of learning anything worthwhile. Third, and this is a big one, you have to act despite the uncertainty. Clarity comes from taking action, not before it. Fourth, start using your doubt as a tool. Ask yourself, what is this feeling showing me about risks I haven't seen? And finally, compare your output, not your feelings. Are your standards getting higher? That's what real progress looks like. Here's the fundamental shift we all need to make. Most people out there are just chasing the feeling of confidence. But that feeling is shaky, it's unreliable. The real goal isn't confidence. The real goal is awareness. Awareness of reality, of the risks, and of what you don't know yet. And that brings us right back to where we started with this incredible paradox. The people who feel the least certain, they are very often the ones who understand the most. So, the next time you feel that wave of doubt wash over you, the next time you feel less certain than you did when you started, just take a breath. Don't immediately jump to the conclusion that you're failing or you're not good enough. You might just be leveling up.